Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel. Now on test this week we have the Ford Mustang Mach E. Ford's all-electric crossover with a controversial name, shall we say.
CarsIreland.ie. Click, click, vroom, vroom.
So for this morning we are going to go on a little journey. Yeah, I need milk and there is an Ionity fast charger 72 kilometers from my house, all on the motorway, and I'm going to do that journey and charge it up and see how we get on. Now this morning is going to be harsh on the Mustang Mach E, and that's because it is currently -1 degrees. The Mach E does not have a heat pump, which does help efficiency in this kind of colder weather, so that's not going to suit it either. In saying that, it does have the great quick clear windscreen as Fords all have, and we have an option called E-Heat as well. So I'm currently using that as we sit here to warm up. We also have heated seats and a heated steering wheel, which I will probably be using too. It is fiddly to use the heated seats because you have a little slider on the massive touchscreen. Rather than just pushing the button 3 times to get it, you have to like slide it up, which is quite frustrating. Now as it stands, I have 59% charge and 149 kilometers. Right, enough blabber from me. Let's go for a spin. Right, so I've just arrived and here is a breakdown of my trip. I did 80.8 kilometers. The consumption was 28 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. 12% was climate use, 85% route, 1% accessories, 2% external temperature, which is still only 3 degrees, so not ideal. The 28 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers is quite a lot less than quoted at I think 19. And the range left is 75 kilometers, 29%. So I need to get a charge and work out how this Ionity thing works. I've used it before, but that was with a little card to tap and go. This time it's an app on my phone and I'm paying for it. It's 73 cents if you're not signed up for the subscription, and I think 35 cents per kilowatt hour if you are signed up. So hopefully this works. Right, finally got it to start charging after some faffing around with the app and waiting and getting nervous. Now Ionity comes with an app where you can check your charge. So there you go. Power output 50 kilowatts, 34%, and we've been charging for nearly 6 minutes and it has cost me €3 so far and delivered 4.55 kilowatt hours. So while I'm waiting for my charge, I may as well show you around in here because it's very nice. Right, we'll do it vloggy style. So as I've shown you already, you get the massive screen in the middle here, which is very like Tesla. You can see Tesla leanings here, all right, except we do get the screen in front of the driver and you do not get that on a Tesla, and it is handy to have it there in front of you. Steering wheel, yeah. Got the horse badge. No Ford badges here at all. It's all the horsey stuff because of Mustang. The door handle, which is a bit weird. The door handles on the outside are also a bit different, but I actually don't mind them at all. A lot of the stuff is built into the screen. In fact, nearly everything except the volume dial, which is just kind of placed on top of the screen. It's kind of cool and handy. But yeah, like your air conditioning controls, all that jazz are in the screen, which is just a bit frustrating and fiddly. Like just aircon even. You know, it's okay and kind of getting used to this stuff, but still prefer dials. If this was a panel, that would have made sense. And on this model, we have a stereo bar here across the dash. If you can see that. And it is Bang & Olufsen. And it's really good. It's got a texture to it. If you're into that kind of sound stuff, definitely recommend it. Really good speaker. Right, quick charging update. Just hit 71%. Charging at 90 kilowatts now, which is a bit less than the 150 quoted by Ford. 30 minutes, €30. Check back in a bit. Now the Mach E comes in various battery sizes and various power outputs. You can get a smaller battery of 75 kilowatt hours or a larger one of 98 kilowatt hours. You can have it in rear wheel drive, all wheel drive. There are various power outputs from 269 PS all the way up to 465 for the soon to be released GT model. And pricing starts at about €58,000 and all the way to €82,000 for that GT model. The one we have on test is the larger 98 kilowatt hour battery with the four-wheel drive system and 351 PS. And this costs over €70,000. Yeah. Not cheap. The quoted range on the test car today is 540 kilometers. When I picked it up, it had 350 kilometers of range at 100% battery, and that's in cold February Irish weather. So, just hit 80%, and it has slowed right down. So I'm going to stop. But we've got like 50 kilowatt hours in 40 minutes. And it's cost €36. Milk got range of 277 kilometers, and I think I'll head home via some more interesting roads to see if it lives up to that name. So 350 PS give or take, four-wheel drive, 2.5 tons I believe, some Irish back roads, and a crossover with a polarizing name. Look, the name thing, I know I've made fun of it a few times, but I actually don't care. It doesn't bother me at all that it's called the Mustang Mach E. Plus, I kind of like Mach E, and I've actually been calling it that most of the time. I rarely use Mustang. So it's just a marketing thing, and look, it's fine, I get it. Right, I have popped it into untamed mode because, well, that's the whole point of this exercise. And it is fairly rapid when it wants to be. In untamed mode, it does feed in some fake V8 noises. So as you accelerate, you get that noise fed in. Oh, that deep V8 rumble. It's interesting. Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's fun. So as I said, it is 2.5 tons, and it does feel it. It feels heavy. So when you're in kind of tighter corners and you find yourself having to maneuver quite a bit, you know about it. You're on the brakes. Those brakes are actually massive too. The big red calipers, they're ginormous. And it does need it just to manage all that weight. Controls body roll really well. It doesn't roll around a whole lot at all. Sometimes you can, on a roundabout, you can hear it kind of relying on the tires quite a bit. You can hear it just gripping. Not a huge amount of feel from the steering, and it actually has it's got quite a springy center feeling to it. So this just off center is quite springy. So if you maneuver past the springiness, it's got quite a bouncy nature to it to come back, which can be a bit fiddly and a bit unnecessary maybe because the weighting is just a bit odd. It's actually fine on this kind of stuff, but when you're in town and you're just on that, how do I explain this? You're just on that springy bit and maybe you hit a bump, because the suspension is quite stiff. It doesn't iron out the bumps in the same way as something like Q4 e-tron might, that kind of style of crossover. One thing I don't like though is you do have to control everything via that massive screen here in front of me. So if we're going along here and we want to turn traction control off, we have to go to, I should have checked this before I started, but hey, so I have to take my eyes away every time. I'm guessing driver assistance. Settings? No. Controls? Additional settings? Traction control, there we go. Easy. And then push the slider. Right, it's off. That was easy. I think there's quite a lot of traction just by physics and weight and four-wheel drive. Yeah, it really does hunker in and hold on. Yeah, it's really competent, really good. Yeah, there you go. Now, Mach E drives well. Coming out of here now. Traction control off. Oh yeah! You can get a bit of slip from the back. Oh yeah, that's good. Right.